This is Mark Bellum, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, and I'm going to take you guys back in time. That's right, along with a slingshot, I invented a mother frickin' time machine, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to take you back in time 9 weeks ago when we started this entire training cycle. What we did is we had 3 weeks of straight weight, 3 weeks of chains, and here you're seeing week 3 of 3 with the bands. The bands and the chains help to accommodate resistance. The weights are heavier at the top and they're lighter at the bottom, which teaches your body to accelerate, because when the weights are lighter and when you're in the least advantageous position of the lift, which is the bottom, you're able to plow through that normal sticking point, and as you become in more favorable positions, which is the lockout, the weight is piling on the bar gradually. With chains, does the same thing. With bands, it does a very similar thing. The only difference is the bands actually pull you down towards the ground a lot more aggressively, and they're a little bit more taxing, so it's just something to note. Taking you back in time, we did 6 sets of 4 reps in week number 1 with straight weight. I used 405 for the entire straight weight cycle. I moved into 5 sets of 5 again with 405, as I just mentioned. And in week number 3, I did 4 sets of 6 reps. So all we did each week was add a repetition. If you look at it in simple terms, the total amount of repetitions was very similar. The total amount of volume was very similar. So again, week number 1, you can follow along at home. You can try this exact training cycle if you'd like. We did 6 sets of 4, 5 sets of 5, and then the last week we did 4 sets of 6. The main rule to this entire training cycle is that you cannot miss any reps. There I am airing out my stuff. 105, 106, 107, 110 degrees, I don't remember. It was awful. So then the second phase that we moved into, normally we'll have a deload after the 3 weeks. If we don't feel we need one, we don't take one. But if we need one, which we normally do, and you normally should need one because you should be working hard enough that you need a little bit of a back off week. And I'm not a fan of the term deload because a lot of people just think it's time to just fuck off. It's not really time to do that. You still want to put some time and effort into the gym and make sure you're still moving around and stuff. But anyway, take a deload week. Typical deload week would just be you switch to like 3 sets of 10, go a lot lighter, something like that. Starting to load the weight up, that's why I'm playing patty cakes there with the chalk bowl. But the second phase that we went into using chains, is we simply added a chain every week and just got heavier and heavier with the chains. The set and rep protocol was very similar to what I just mentioned with the 6 sets of 4 and 4 sets of 6 and 5 sets of 5, except for the entire cycle was a little bit lower in repetitions. And we went through that phase. I believe we stuck with, in week 1, we stuck with around sets of 4 to 5. Week number 2 was sets of 3 to 4. And week number 3, we went for I went for a max PR. And I think the other guys went for they might have done some doubles or something. I can't quite remember exactly. Here I am with 405 with 150 pounds of band tension. That's starting to be a load and a half. But again, the sets and reps are not the most crucial thing. The most crucial thing is that you use weights that you can actually lift. And you use weights that are actually challenging you. If the weights don't challenge you, if they don't scare you a little bit, if you're not, doesn't make you a little bit unsure of yourself that whether you're going to be able to make them or not, then they more than likely will not change you. You need stuff that's going to threaten your life a little bit. There we are, chalking up the bench. I believe we're getting into my final attempt. And so through this training cycle, week number 1, I used 315 with the bands on there. I might have went a little bit heavier, can't quite remember the exact weight. Again, we started off with about 4 or 5 reps. Week number 2, we moved into more like about 3 reps. I used around 365 for about 4 sets of 3 reps from what I can remember. I actually think in week 1, we did a little bit more sets because the weight was a little bit lighter. And that's okay too. If you feel good, then go for it. And this is a max single right here with 455 pounds of bar weight and 150 pounds of band tension. I'm just going to shut the fuck up so you can enjoy it. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Make sure you subscribe to the channel or you're off the team.